All right, welcome to the Know Your Worth podcast. I am your host, Christian Simmons. This is a podcast where I pick anybody I think would be an interesting conversation, and we sit down and we talk about life, bullshit, and all the in-between. Today's episode is sponsored by Parallel Studios, the best studio in the Midwest area. If you're in Kansas City, Nebraska, or anywhere close to that, we have a studio in Wichita, Kansas, located downtown. We got great engineers, good turnaround time, and our goal is just to get your sound right. This episode is also brought to you by Muso.AI. It is a crediting platform built for artists, engineers, songwriters, producers, and all the above. Basically, you can sign up for this platform using our link in the description and keep track of all your music and all your streams, whether it's on Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, and it puts all the platforms in one place so your numbers look better, look bigger. I use it to organize all my credits, and you can verify your credits on there as well. So, it's just a great platform. If you click that link in the bio and sign up for their program, it helps us out a little bit. Also, I'd like to mention that we have an affiliate link in our bio on YouTube for all of our Amazon products. So if you want to use any of the cameras, microphones, or audio gear that we are using in any of our podcasts, you can go to our description, and we are not gatekeeping. They are down there for you to purchase straight from Amazon. Okay, well, today's episode is very interesting. We got a friend here. His name is Eric. Eric, go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? My name is Eric Nguyen. I'm from Vietnam, and I'm a barber.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So Eric has a studio down here in Wichita. It is called Bucket Studios, and we're actually shooting here today.
Yes, sir.
So I'd like to thank you for opening up your space to us and giving us the opportunity to have a conversation.
No, thank you. Thank you guys for having me today and
Yeah.
have an opportunity for me to
Well,
know you guys more.
Yeah,
And
well, you got an interesting story, and I honestly, I don't know you too well personally, but Kit has told me a little bit about you, and just off of the conversations that we've had and what we've had this morning, I think you have a story that could probably inspire a lot of people.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna introduce a little bit about myself.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you how we're here today and how
Yeah.
I am here today.
Let's get into it.
Yep. I'm from Vietnam, as everybody knows. I came here 10 years ago when I was 18
Mhm.
with no English, nothing. Just yes, no, thank you.
I can't even imagine.
Yes, sir.
That must have been tough.
Yeah, and just try to get better life,
Yeah.
Try to be better person, all that stuff.
What was there anything in particular that made you come here from Vietnam?
You know what? Until today, I really believe the word is the less you know, the
Mhm.
more you get done. So
Okay.
at that time, all my friends, all my people around me, always watching movie,
Yeah.
listen to music,
Yeah.
and all that stuff, and know a little bit culture about U.S.
Mhm.
But me, we grow up in the farm, so I have nothing. I have no idea about internet, all that stuff.
You just had
You-
like the grind.
Yeah, and then, and one day my mom and my dad asked me, I want to come to U.S. for opportunity to learn and all that stuff? And I said, yeah, and I should go.
Yeah.
So, I remember on the day, language always struggle for me, even though Vietnamese, I'm
Mhm.
stuck in Vietnamese too.
Okay.
I can't even read or write really good.
Did you go to school in Vietnam?
I went to school in Vietnam,
Yeah.
just learn Vietnamese, not
Yeah.
English at all. So when I was in the airplanes, I got 3 pieces of paper. My English teacher gave it to me a day before I
Okay.
fly,
Yeah.
Could I have to land to China, and after that to Houston, and from Houston to here.
Wow.
So and that three pieces of paper is like, the first one is when I land to the China, I have to give it to people working the airport.
Yeah.
So in the paper, write something like, I don't know English, like this, help me
Yeah.
out to go to Houston. And the
Mhm.
same thing when I go to Houston, I passed out another paper.
Yeah.
And the last one, when I land to Wichita, that's the one that, can I borrow your phone number? This is the number I need to call.
Yeah.
And they just give me a phone, and it's on call, and,
So you
and
just-
some people pick me up.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you just got here with no idea what you're gonna
No
do.
idea,
just a
no
piece of paper with a
expectation, no
phone
nothing.
number.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a crazy story. So what was your next step? Like you got to Wichita.
Oh yeah, I got to Wichita. I live with one of my friend dad
Okay.
for 3 months
Got you.
before the school start, because at that time I came here by international student
Got you.
for that visa.
What,
You know,
was it for college?
is that for college? Yep.
Okay.
I done high school in Vietnam.
Got you.
Yep. So you can know my accent right now if you don't understand anything or
Well,
something
actually-
you want, something you want
Actually,
to learn more.
You know, if it means anything, I actually understand you really well, and I have a hard time understanding anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I actually have hearing issues, so it's hard for me to understand people.
Yeah.
But I understand you very well. You
Nice,
speak
nice.
very articulate. For
Thanks.
somebody that hasn't known English at all
Uh-huh.
until they were 18 and moving here with knowing, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've done very well.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. We try.
Yeah, sorry I interrupted you. So your next step after you got here, you said you lived with your friend's dad for 3 months.
For 3 months and apply school and get all things done. So I went to Butler Community
Okay.
College for 2 years, learning English at the same time to pick up the major and all that stuff and try to adapt with the U.S. culture.
Did you have a plan for like what you wanted to do?
At that time, bro, I feel like if I have plans or plan something out, man, I don't make it until today.
Yeah.
At that time, I just live day by day.
Went with the flow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the flow and just try to be better than
Yeah.
yesterday and just enjoy life. You know.
Sometimes that's all you can do. And I think a lot of people nowadays kind of forget that part where you have to enjoy life.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
A lot of people get so caught up in trying to do the next thing or making the next plan or making the next move, and we all kind of forget to stop and sit down and realize the things that we've done. Or
Yeah, that's why when my life getting better a little bit, I travel a lot. I just fly back to Vietnam, you know,
Okay.
and see how hard is that in Vietnam. And
Yeah.
when I come back here, I work harder. So
what kind of experience is that for you to go back home to Vietnam?
it's just like we spoil over here.
Yeah.
Everything over
We
here
take everything
is
for
easier,
granted.
and then sometimes people tripping too much, you know, and come back with it like something you want in the future. That's what you have now, so you should enjoy now, you know.
Yeah.
So you hear a lot of people around you like, damn, I wish I can do this last week better than this week or something, but they forget it. Like they need to do the best where they have right now. They have
Yeah.
to appreciate everything they have right now, you know.
I think, you know, on the first episode I had with Jacob, we kind of talked a lot about being aware and, you know, like realizing the situations you're in when you're in them, so
Yeah.
that you can grow to appreciate the memories that you're making as you make them,
Yeah.
rather than just reflect on them as memories, you know,
Yep.
because it's never really like you never really get the same amount of happiness if you're just like remembering a good time,
Yep.
but you don't remember like being happy during that time, you know. Whereas if you're doing something and it's like actively making you happy and you're living in that moment, it's like almost spiritual to me. You
Yep,
know? Like
you're
it's,
right.
It's kind of hard to explain the feeling that you get from that.
Nice.
you
Yep.
know? So what you know, like what made you want to do barbering? Like you were going to Butler, you didn't really have a plan, you were just kind of learning and experiencing.
Yeah. So as I try to put myself back to that 10 years ago, so I have the best energy or the best information to deliver it to you.
Yeah.
So man, I'm just like a piece of paper. At
Yeah.
that time, people can draw on it. Whatever they draw on it.
Come to America with a piece of paper and your phone number.
And my life exactly like that too.
Yeah.
Everybody say anything, I take it.
Yeah.
And I doing it.
Yeah.
If it's right, I keep doing it. If wrong, I don't do it no more.
Yeah.
So I really like come back with the basic. Come back to relearn, unlearn, learn how to unlearn
Yeah.
everything.
That's smart.
And then get into the culture and learn everything.
That's very smart. I don't think I've ever heard that before. Learn how to unlearn.
Learn how to unlearn. Yeah.
Learn how to be uncomfortable and like be able to pivot when you need to.
Yep. So my major at Butler is graphic design.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mess up with the camera a little bit, you know.
Got you.
And
I know a little bit about Photoshop.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. So learn how to drive the car, get the license.
Okay.
Just learn all the basic stuff.
Yeah.
Go to the bank and get the bank account.
Yeah.
And start everything over. So I apply work at the restaurant. At that time, I don't know English.
Okay.
So I have to work in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
I just wash dishes and do some little thing around, you know.
Yeah.
And at that time, and then just get everything together. My English getting better after 2 years work at restaurant, and I have a chance to work in the being waitress.
Okay.
So my English,
Yeah,
a
it's
little bit
obviously
better. So
progressing, yeah.
so I make a little bit more money. Still go to Butler. After I done 2 years at Butler, I transferred to WSU for my major.
Okay.
And I start, try to invest back to myself. Like got to look good again.
Yeah.
And that time I go and get a haircut.
Okay.
And then I remember I'm so scared about my language, so I don't go to barbershop, which I don't know what a barbershop mean at that time. And I go to all the Vietnamese salon.
Okay.
Every time I come back, I have to cut my cell again.
Yeah.
Because it's right here, right there. Like why they don't use a razor,
Yeah.
So I get tired all the time. I keep trying the new salon and all that. And I end up to cut my own hair. I go to Walmart, buy clipper and cut my own hair.
Yeah.
I start cutting my own hair for a year and a half. Since I work in the front of restaurant.
Okay.
And I start, I understand, because here, I came here by myself, no family. My mom, my dad still in Vietnam. The best way I can learn the people around me. At that time, I understand how important community is.
Yeah.
So I build a community, I make friends in school and my worker. And at one point, they let me cut their hair.
Okay.
So I start cut their hair, practice on their haircut. And we just hanging out on the day off,
Yeah.
For consistent 2 years in school, in WSU, work at restaurant and cut their hair. One day the regular customer asked us like, where you guys go and have your haircut at? You guys look the same.
Yeah.
And then, and then everything starts
Just
from there.
It was like,
yeah,
it clicked.
from there. Yep.
It was like, man, I got to do this.
Mm-hmm.
That's wow. So you were cutting your own hair. You were going to salons. They weren't doing what you needed them to do. So you would just go back home and be like fix it.
Yeah,
much.
fix it. So, when I still at WSU, at one point the class you don't need it, like history and all that stuff, but you have to go to it.
Yeah.
And I messed up with the camera first. I like to take picture all that, but at that time, financial money is really really hard for me.
Yeah.
So in my mind I think like, damn, I got to stop buying camera. I buy clipper, it's cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah.
And good me, when I in something I just in it.
Yeah.
If I in the camera I talk about camera all day, even though I serve it or anything. So
That's
when
how
I
am too,
so when I get into clipper, all my money I just buy clipper. I buy this and that, like over 20 clippers. I don't know what I'm doing,
I would
just
tell
buy
myself that it's an investment. You know what I mean? That's the language I would say is like, oh, it's an investment. It'll pay itself off.
Mm-hmm. So and new customer come and just ask about the haircut, and then one of my client, he like, man, you got to think about it. You got to do cutting hair and all that stuff. If you don't like school, man, and that's the first thing shoot up in my mind, and around this time we have the test in school.
Yeah.
I still in school at that time.
Yeah.
And I would just try to find a reason to quit school,
Yeah.
Because I've been in WSU for 3 semesters. I just have one notebook and I write everything. all my credit, everything, just one notebook. History, art, everything.
Yeah.
So
you didn't run out of pages?
No, I didn't even buy the book.
Yeah.
I just boring. I just done for that.
Just over
but I just don't find a reason to move on.
Yeah.
So my hair was long, 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, my hair was like completely long. So I decided to go to a barbershop, and the main thing, go to a barbershop to get the information.
Yeah.
So I book appointment, go to a barbershop. They sit down in the chair. The first time I come into a barbershop, I look everything around, get to view the culture of barber.
Yeah.
And I really like it. And I sit down in the chair, And the barber asked me what I'm gonna do. I said, whatever you want to
Yeah.
do. I don't really care about haircut, but
Yeah.
just make me look good.
Yeah.
And he give me bald face, short on top, you know, like
Yeah.
it start over again. And I sit down in the chair. I just ask where you guys go to school, how many hours in school, how to get a license,
Yeah.
how the barber culture is. And when we're done for a haircut, I don't even check a haircut. I just go back in my car.
Took your information.
Yeah, took information, writing down my phone,
Yeah.
and I just leave it there for another 3 months. You know,
Yeah.
when the midterm and we waiting for the score from the teacher, and on the break time, I remember one word he say. He like, oh, if you guys wanna do something, you got to do it before 25.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wrap all my stuff. I put in my backpack. And the one right next to me,
Yeah.
cause at that time I don't study.
Yeah.
He the one helped me go to all the tests and everything. And
Yeah.
he said, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Bro, you don't
You
hear
didn't
that?
hear-
You don't hear
this
that?"
guy? We got like 2 years.
I'm done. I'm done. And then that time I'm 23.
Yeah.
I was 23 year, and then I quit. I went to Paul Mitchell
Yeah.
the next day, 2017.
Okay.
Applied school at that time, and now I'm here.
Wow.
Yep.
That's great. So you really just like live in the moment. Like
Yeah.
you just like you take it all as it comes to you. You don't really think about the past. You don't really think about the future too much.
Yep.
You just kind of go with it.
Yep.
Well, it seems to have worked out for you.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Cause I do a lot like mess up in the past in Vietnam. You know, which is a lot of detail.
Yeah.
So it built me to know who I am today. You
Yeah.
know. So I feel like it doesn't matter what you do, but if you think, just do it. If it not work out, you done for that part and keep move on.
Yeah.
And just figure it out like what
Yeah.
next.
Just
you know.
learn.
Just learn.
I think you know, like that's probably one of the biggest things that, at least out of what you've said, like learning is
Yeah.
probably like something that you hold very close to your heart. Because you know, it sounds like you've been through a lot of stuff that you just kind of took in and then made yourself better out of it.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know? I kind of have that similar mindset, you know, and even with engineering, you know, it's one of those things where you're never like the best, you know, and there's a lot of times where like you think you're the worst, but you're actually not. So it just, anytime you're in a situation that might make you feel like less than you are or more than you are, you just have to take in why you feel
Yeah.
like that and what happened to make that happen and grow.
And you're right, and for sure everything happened for a reason.
Yeah.
So now you in the studio all the time, but I feel like what you've been doing in school or engineer or whatever, they help you
Yeah.
on
And
this part too, you know,
you
like
know-
maybe patient, maybe something around that, you know, so everything count for
I
me.
think you know, like another big thing, you know, you mentioned earlier, you built a community. You found friends that wanted to invest in you and that supported you whether even when you didn't necessarily know that you were going to be a barber, right?
Yep.
Because I didn't go to school for engineering. I'm completely self-taught.
Oh, okay.
But the community that we've built and the experience that I've gained has been equivalent to like a school degree. You know, audio engineers, they go to school for I think maybe like 9 months or so.
Yeah.
And I have about, at least professionally, 2 years of everyday experience in the studio. So, you know, I always think like, man, maybe I should have gone to school. Maybe, you know, I didn't need it. But most professional engineers that I talk to in like California or other people that I might look up to, like they all tell me it was really just for connections and to build that community.
Nice.
So if you have the work ethic to like learn from your experiences and can build your community while you do that, I think that might be like the cheat code, you know?
Yep.
At least it worked for me, and it seems like it worked for you too.
Yep.
You know,
Because that's the only thing you everything else you can control.
Yeah.
But you and yourself and be yourself, that's the thing you control. And work hard. You can
Exactly.
control it.
and
It's easy.
I always tell people the more genuine you are about like who you are, the better people you'll attract as well.
Yep.
You know, working with a lot of artists, obviously, like they try to get attention, they try to get fans, and when you know they're acting like somebody that they're not and posting on Instagram and just kind of doing certain things to get attention that might not necessarily line up with their morals, they attract fans that they don't like.
Yep.
You know, but the artists that, you know, are pretty vulnerable and aren't afraid to just show who they are to their fans, like they usually attract people similar to them.
Yep. For
and
me,
they have a longer career too.
right. Because you have to. It's no shortcut in here.
Yeah.
You have to build something. It takes time already.
Yeah.
So from the artist to the fan, it's the relationship. From you and me right now, we have relationship.
Yeah.
And even though in me and my wife and my girl is we in relationship.
Yeah.
So you have to be true with yourself at first, because you can, like a lot of people out there, they hang out, they get a girl in the bar and all that stuff, and they treat them like not them.
Yeah.
They treat them, if they want to get real girl, they got to be themselves first, even though they like you or they don't like you. That's me. So you accept me or not. If you accept me, but we can go long term with it. A lot of men out there,
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
Yeah, so after 6 months, after a year, they break up or they don't like each other because they don't want to become themselves at first.
Yeah.
So after a year, they give up.
Yeah.
They got to come back with themselves.
Yeah.
They got to come back and they start to don't like it. And you just build the bad behavior for your partner.
You're setting yourself up for failure. Yeah. If you're not being yourself. And I think artists, if you're listening to this, like you should probably take note there. The relationship analogy, it's funny that you brought up, like, if you want it to last long term, because that's what I tell artists. It's like, if you attract fans that are attracted to you for you, they're going to last forever. And they're not necessarily just going to be fans for that time being or for that song or for that moment. They're going to be fans of you, and I think it's that same situation. If you're going to the bar and you're just acting like somebody not, you're just gonna find a girl for a night versus finding a wife forever.
Yeah, right. It just work for. I feel like it work for everything. If you really serious in something, once you serious, people gonna accept you no matter what. They're gonna feel you no matter what, because one day it doesn't matter how good you are. One day life gonna hit you.
Yeah.
So the storm gonna come. They already did in the past.
Yeah.
They're gonna come in the future.
Yeah.
So whatever we do right now, it just make something come like the storm come into us.
Yeah.
It's easier.
Yeah.
And we don't feel that hard.
Yeah, I think like one thing as a teenager growing up, I had to learn to accept that there's a lot of valleys and there's a lot of hills too.
Yep.
And you're never gonna be able to just have one of them.
Yep.
It's never gonna only be like low spots. It's never only gonna be high spots. And if you're able to like maneuver through the both of those and keep a straight mind and not let it affect you too much mentally, then you could probably that's the goal.
Good. We all have the journey.
Yeah.
We all gonna go to a lot of stuff, and we all gonna die. We all gonna you're gonna success at one point. I'm gonna get success one point, but it depends on the role, what role you choose want to go to there.
And our perceptions of success might be different. Like excuse me. Somebody down the road might think success is a full family with a wife and kids and a consistent job that pays them every 2 weeks. But there might be somebody that doesn't think they'll ever reach success until like they have a couple $1 million in their bank account and 4 mansions in every part of the world that they want them in. And I think that's what's interesting is like we can all kind of choose like the subjects that we want to live our lives by.
Yeah, some people just wanna be safe and right here to the road and bam, success. Some people want to enjoy the flower while they work into success, the colorful
like
of life and everything, man, I think it's me. I like to enjoy until I get there. So
that's something I'm working on. I'm not gonna lie, like I work, like I how you said, like the more you're thinking about it, the less you're working or something like that. That's kind of how I am. Like if like I hate saying no to people. I hate like not like being able to do what I want to do. So like if I have a day where we don't have any bookings or anything, like I'm gonna do what I can to get a booking that day. Like even if I've worked the last 2 weeks straight, it's just kind of how like my brain is, because I'm always trying to like progress towards a goal. I never want to do something that's setting me back or keeping me stationary. But I am learning along the way that there are moments where you have to stop and smell the flowers and enjoy those times. Because if you don't, then you're just it's all gonna go by so fast. And what I said earlier, they're just gonna be memories to look back on. They're not even gonna be that clear to look back on too, you know.
So it's exactly, bro. Like when I work at restaurant, that's my first job.
Yeah.
So after first week, man, my leg is hurt. You know.
Yeah.
I never do shit in Vietnam. When I come here, that's my first job. Stand like 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
I work 72 hours a week for 3 years.
Yeah.
Just Monday off. My Monday cutting hair. So when I look back, right? When I look back, it's like, oh, I work from Tuesday to Sunday and tired hell. But Monday, I just want to rest. But every time I hold a clipper, I feel nothing.
Yeah.
It's something special about behind the chair, you know?
It's your
and
tick.
Yeah, it's
the
just
thing that
like,
keeps you
man,
going.
yeah, it just keep me going. And after that, when I quit the restaurant job, when I go to Barber college, at that time I got to find a job, you know, to find a job. So I work at machine shop. I can run the machine.
Okay.
At that time, they call deburr. Deburr is that you take the part out of the airplane and you make it unsharp it
Got
like
you.
all the corner.
Like
you
you
make
dull
it,
it out?
yeah,
Okay.
so people can paint it.
Okay.
So I just do it, and then my shoulder hella hurt.
Yeah.
I just doing it, you know,
All day. Yeah.
all day, like after work, cause after school, cause I went to school from 9 to 4:30 and 4:30 to midnight.
Yeah.
That's where I work, and
Wow.
I just you know,
Yeah.
and bro, I was hating it. I was like, man, God, why you give me that? Why you doing that to me?
Yeah.
But now until today, I still writing. I still 70, 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
You know, if I don't do this, I do that.
And
I
all-
just on the go. You know.
all that doling on the airplanes probably, you know, got your arm ready
That's-
to
that's-
be up there with the clippers.
Yeah,
you know?
that's what I'm saying. Like, so people come and ask me, like, hey man, why you work like this? Why
Yeah.
you don't enjoy life and all that stuff, you know? And I told her, and I go home, I lay down every time, you know? I take everything. That's why I learn. I take everything from people's review on me, you know, like respond on me and see which one it work and which one it not work. So I just go home, I lay down, I'll be like, damn, work in a restaurant 3 years, train my leg.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
work another 2 years at the machine shop, it trained my arm. So
Yeah.
now I'm just fucking like machine.
It's
You know,
crazy.
I'm just
It's
like
like-
machine, bro.
Yeah.
And
It's crazy how life works, man.
yeah, it is. So I really, until today, it hit like everything you do in life,
Yeah.
it's gonna add up
Yeah.
and build who you are today.
I genuinely believe that too. I mean, like how we started Parallel, that's pretty much how that worked, you know? Like I was working at the mall. I was running a shoe store in the mall. And I just popped into a clothing store one day that everybody kept talking about, and Plainview was in there.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I talked to Plainview and I talked to Tevin, and I started doing photos for them because I was learning how to do photography at the time. And I got introduced to Jake through a completely other friend.
Yeah.
Like a completely separate party. And somehow we all just ended up kept crossing paths, even when we weren't like doing the same things or like even communicating or trying to be friends. Like,
Yeah.
we still found ourselves in the same locations, in the same places, doing the same things.
Right.
And you know,
So that's the main thing, because you take really serious on
Yeah.
what you're doing.
Yeah.
So when people see like that, they're gonna fuck with you no matter what. They don't care about how good you are, but they see you like the way you hungry, the way you humble. They gonna jump in.
Yeah.
They, you know, like especially people up there. They been into, like, a lot of people. They take years to get it up there. You know, when they
Yeah.
see it, they feel it already by
Yeah.
experience, not just by talking.
It
you
is
know?
definitely a feeling.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely like it's like the same type of person, you know what I mean? Like I always tell people, you got to surround yourself with like-minded individuals. Somebody said something to me the other day. They said, if you're in a room full of 4 bums, you're going to be the 5th.
Yeah.
They said, you know? And I always kind of like thought like that, but so I tried to surround myself with people that I thought had strong minds and were intelligent and had goals and were working towards those goals, and that kind of aligned with what my goals were too.
Right, makes
You know?
sense, bro. It's the same thing like this. If you around other people, like normal people, and you to the idea, they don't be like, wow, man, that shit fire.
Yeah.
But if we, like us, like content creator, artists,
Yeah.
you know, we in the same room and I just told you the idea,
Yeah.
this is nothing. This shit don't hit.
Yeah.
It's the same thing like you do music, so you know.
Yeah.
It's the same thing how many demo you did,
Yeah.
but fucking no song.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
all the song like maybe 100 songs, and then he got one song on a hit.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
So how you
and it's
how
never
you,
it's never the one that you think it's
yep,
gonna be.
yep. And how it works, you just got to do it. You got to be yourself, and you got to put your mind at that moment, and just put the information what you want to deliver to your community. That's it.
Yeah.
It's gonna hit.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. Like I talk to them like every time. Oh, work hard.
Yeah.
And they say, oh man, this fool talk the same shit all the time. I'm like, damn, I'm talking the same shit until that shit hit you.
Yeah.
It's the right moment. It's just 3 seconds, you know? I just need 3 seconds to hit you.
It might take a little bit. And me and Kit kind of talk about that a lot, where it's like he could tell me one thing and I might take it in and I might process it, but I might not necessarily learn from it until I go through the experience to learn from it.
For
and
sure.
then it'll hit me and I'll text him. I'll be like, man, bro, like you said this. And it's like, yeah, like I understand now.
Yeah,
like, I get it.
Yeah, it take time, bro. It take time.
A lot of people are afraid to like take that criticism or take that intake in and use it for what it is and like grow from it. A lot of people take it as like insult or disrespect, and you know, I think we should normalize telling each other when we need to do better, because that's or like just giving each other ideas and being more creative, being more comfortable with being creative.
That's all. I think that's all we need. You know, like same thing with me. That's why we really need community. We need a team. We all understand that.
You guys are killing it, by the way. Your guys'
Instagram is killing
it.
Appreciate it. The team helped me a lot too. So not people ask like what secrets or thing like that. I'm just like, man, we just got to be ourselves. You know, and don't really worry about people saying around. Just got to stick with the plans and just roll with it. Because someday I'm not feeling good, and the person right next to me, they got a good energy, so you know, they pick it up, and I learn from them, they learn from me. We help each other out.
That's good, bro. I've told a couple people that we're gonna do a podcast together, and they're always like, man, I see their Instagram reels all the time, like it's so cool. Like I saw it on usually people are like, oh, I saw it just scrolling through reels, and then I clicked on their page and they were in Wichita, and you know, like I think that's dope that you guys are building a foundation for barbers here to be more creative and more social.
So good. You know, like in everything for me, if we get back to a little bit about business and community and economic, everything right now, so you can see it's weird right now because I researched a lot too. In the past 2 years, a lot of barber, whoever pick up clipper and cut become barber. It's the same thing in the videos and picture and all that stuff. Just buy the camera and then shooting and become. But so it happened when COVID. A lot of people do their own LLC, you know. This year it's gonna be hit. It's gonna be who's strong gonna stay. The real one gonna come out. The real one will come out, you know. I'm super excited for that. I'm super excited for that. I've been waiting for this. That's the reason why we build a shop. Because I'm not talking out there, because now people want more. The community want more. But how you gonna do it, you know? Especially in barber. Back then, like 4 years ago, people opened a barber shop in the hood. You know, in the corner, which is good. But what I see like that is short term. And I'm like, why not long term? And then when you see about short term, you just do invest, put a chair in, clipper, that's it, you cut. And it's cool, bro. But for me, I feel a lot of upside for barber. That's why we invest. The style, the money, everything in the shop. And I'm happy with it because the community need it. And I want to bring back the value for our community, like barber. So that's a long-term game.
We'll try to get some B-roll of the barbershop that Eric got here, but they got clothes up, they got art on the wall, there's plants all over the place. It's a really cool vibe in here. I think you know, I think that's smart. I think a lot of barbers would probably look at having their own space is more or less like an office rental or a place to work out of. Whereas you kind of was like, well, let's build like a legacy, a place that could live on even if you weren't necessarily here or if, you know, whoever else isn't necessarily here. It's its own entity in itself. You know, I think that's smart.
Because bro, we work a lot and we here like 30% of our life, you know, 30-40%. So we want to enjoy it here,
of course.
Especially music and everything else. If you don't feel comfortable and you don't feel good at where you work at, it's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be hard.
Me, I definitely can give them the best haircut.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I'm sad and if I don't feel good,
Yeah.
I can give them the best haircut,
Yeah.
not the best service. You know, I'm trying to be the best.
And I respect that honesty too. You know what I mean? A lot of people, I think they would let their ego overpower that and just be like, oh no, I'm gonna be the best regardless. You know, but I think that takes a lot of maturity and self-awareness to be like, no, if I'm not good, it's not gonna be the best. You know, I gotta take care of me and my space to make sure I'm able to give the best to my clients.
And it comes back to like how you build a team too, how you build your community and all that stuff. That's why we have a lot of barber hit it up to want to work here, and we still can, the team we have to take time to build. So now we have like 4 barber for now.
If there was a barber out there that wanted to work here, what steps would they take to potentially do that?
Oh, the first so we have the Gerson. He been in the game for 7 years.
Okay.
And now we have Ty. He just graduated 3 months ago.
Okay.
So my goal, Gerson play out really good already. Now if I can train, I can help Ty, brand new, become a monster. Game over. I found a system. So they always have the same question when they come to the bucket and ask me or Panda, like, oh, what I need to get done, what I can do so I can become a team member. Yeah. And I just ask them like what their goal, and they say, oh, I'm not chilling. I love money, cutting hair, and all that stuff. I just tell them one thing: if you want to be the best of yourself, welcome to Buckets. But if you want to be second place, go somewhere else. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's it, bro.
You have to. I feel like you have to have that grind, that motivation to want to be the best. Yeah. Like I think achieving the best is very, very difficult, right? So I don't think everybody achieves the best, but if you have the hustle to work to get there, it's like shooting for the stars and landing somewhere around the moon. You know what I mean? It's like as long as you can have that kind of work ethic to get there, you can achieve at least some sort of greatness.
For sure, bro, because I was really lucky because when I get into a barber game, I don't know nothing about barber. Most of people right now, before they become a barber, they have really good relationship with their barber. And they know, they get information, they get this, they know what the clipper they get. So which it's good, but they build the weak foundation. I just like everything.
They build somebody else's foundation.
So everything I touch is mistake. Everything I touch is it's
a learning
up.
experience.
It's learning. So and they all have they grow up here. They have their middle school friend, high school friend, and then they have the little community already. So when they become cutting hair, it's easy for them. I'm done high school. I came here, no friend. And it's the same thing. And then I got to. It's some point now I'm booked out basically every day. At some point I go to a barber shop. I sit in a chair or do a round stop in a chair with no haircut. For 6 months, 7 months. Just some days 2-3 people. Some days no one can get a haircut, which I understand. I understand because they don't know me. Even though like if you talking shit on me or whatever, I'm happy because I'm like, damn, you don't know me. I'm got to work now. I got to work.
You're thinking about me.
I got to work. I have to put some value. That's why we're here. I want to drop some information about myself and I see this time, the value time for us to get connection and all that. That's why we're here.
Of course.
And yes, and it's just day by days, and my client building up the consistent and work hard. They take over everything. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's same thing with social media. I start with no follower. And the same, like, so it's just like that, bro.
When I started audio engineering, I guess you could say, when I was learning, I didn't have knowledge before. Like you said, everything you touched was a mistake. So it was just so much like, it was almost discouraging because it was like, man, I can't do this because I suck at it. I don't know how to do anything right. But down the line, like nowadays that I built up a whole toolbox of tools that I can use when I'm mixing and mastering that, to this day, I use things that I learned back when I first started, just from messing around and doing things wrong. And I think You know that I like that. I like that a
Yeah,
lot.
and it helped me a lot too. It helped me a lot to understand uh, Thai, the
Yeah.
new generation.
Yeah.
From like I understand the feeling, like scared about no client, how they gonna do in the shop. Me, I know exactly what I'm gonna do when I have no clientele, when I have no client, when I don't do nothing in the shop.
Yeah.
I can talk with my friend client, my team clients. I build relationship around there. It's
Yeah.
always something to work out,
There's
you know.
always something to do.
Always.
You know, when like what I said earlier, when I was like, when I have a day off, I'm gonna do something to try to get that booking.
Yeah.
I've learned, at least, you know, recently I've had to, where it's like when those days off come, sometimes you just gotta enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't stress out about not being busy, because the bookings are gonna come.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, it's always gonna be there, and it's always gonna pick up, and it's always gonna slow down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you know, when those couple days come, or that week comes where it's just not as packed as it usually is, like,
Yep.
take it as some time off, because you don't know when you're gonna get it next time.
I know,
you know?
right?
That's kind of how I see it, because it's like, I don't like to forcefully take days off. I don't like to tell people no and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So when they come, it's just like a little. It's like, here, go get some extra sleep
Yep.
or something.
So let me ask you this: like, what is the best? What is the most valuable things the client bring to you?
The most valuable things the client brings to me.
Yep.
Well,
I will ask my people around that. You know.
Yeah.
Yep.
The most valuable thing, honestly, I think it's really the community. I think ultimately, in the long term, you know, like, and I don't want to sound corny or like have a cop out answer, but I really do think it's the community. Cause as far as the music scene goes, locally here in Wichita, us as a community are going to be the only people that build it. We're going to be the only people that create this foundation or bring it all together to be something that everybody else can recognize.
Nice.
I get asked all the time, like, what's it going to take for somebody here to blow up? You know, like, who's going to be the next artist, or who's going to be the artist from Wichita to blow up? But really, I think it's going to take all of us working together to get noticed as a city and as a community, as Wichita, as the artists and creatives and content creators of Wichita. You know, we're going to have to make a lot of motion to be seen by the people, to put us in position to, you know, be in rotation with the other areas that might have a lot of traction.
I like it. I like the way, like, whatever you're saying, it's always come back with, got to work.
Yeah.
Got to put in work. You know what I mean?
Of course you got to work. But I think, you know, like, the coolest thing about the community that we've built at Parallel is we've had clients that are from all over the United States come in, and some of them had no clue who the others were. Some of them know who each other are, and you know, like, when they record with us, like, they all, like, get a really good sound, they get a good quality, so they just kind of, like, respect each other.
Yep.
To an extent, you know what I mean?
I see.
'Cause obviously there's stuff outside of the studio.
It's the same thing. Like you guys see us, I see you guys too.
Yeah.
I don't know you in the person yet, but it's the first time.
Yeah.
But I see you around the social media,
Yeah.
about the studio. You know,
Yeah.
not just from your guy page. Some people random page.
Yeah.
So that's really good. You know. Yep.
And I think it's just like, it's an energy. It's not something that's necessarily tangible or physical that you can hold or look at, but it's more or less like a feeling of, like, you know, if somebody's at the mall and they see somebody that they went to school with a long time ago, and, you know, they start talking or whatever, and they're like, man, I like your haircut. Where'd you get cut at?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I got cut at Buckets. They're like, oh, I get cut at Buckets too.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of the same thing with Parallel. It's like, oh, this song is hard. Where'd you do it at? Oh, Parallel. Oh, you know, I record with Christian too. It's like it's an energy that it creates, a community.
This community,
it's literally a community. And I think that's the most valuable thing, bro. I didn't really have anything like that before we opened Parallel, other than, like, our couple friends that we have, you know. And
in the end of the day, bro, you guys do really right, because whatever we do, it's just for our community.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they need.
Exactly.
We wanna, like, man, they're gonna give you guys what you want if you guys can bring something for them and they need it, you know?
And yeah, and I think I do a lot of stuff without necessarily asking for things in return or, like, wanting things back. Like, my biggest thing is I want to help Wichita create the platform that they want to have, you know what I mean? So if we got to spend an extra 15 minutes finishing up a verse, I want to spend the extra 15 minutes finishing up a verse. If we have to do a take 30 times just to make sure we get it right and it doesn't sound bad, we're going to do that take 30 times.
That's good.
I'm always going to take the the way that gets the job done right versus like the short, quick route.
Right.
You know? And I tell my clients that all the time. I was like, no, you're going back in there and you're
I love it.
redoing
I love the energy. I love the way you saying it. I think we have something similar right here.
Yeah.
I could say that is you really you guys both really understand about time and convenience.
Yeah.
You know, like time and convenience is kill everything.
Yeah.
So me, I love
especially in the creative world.
yeah, I love to do this and that. You know, I love to buy shoes and all that stuff too.
Yeah.
If some people can take care the stuff for me and then give me 15 minutes to buy shoes, you know, like cop and all that stuff,
Yeah.
I'd rather pay them like 300-400 to take care that part 15 minutes for me,
Yeah.
so I can do it.
Yeah.
So it's always like come back with it, like we a holiday about coming up, you
Yeah.
know, we're gonna get busy. At the same time, a lot of people out there have the mindset like, oh man, it's family time and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Most of people, they do like that, but us, I'm trying to tell the team,
Yeah.
you guys all have different lifestyle, you know.
Yeah.
But if we see that and we do something different, it's gonna be hit different.
Yeah.
You have to spend more time at the work, to spend more time at student, because that's the time everybody need it.
Yeah.
Everybody need us. You know, like
Yeah.
holiday, everybody want a fresh haircut and all that stuff. So just don't chill.
Yeah.
Just try to
Don't
work
chill,
a
yeah.
little bit harder,
My,
so you can enjoy it. You know.
My mindset is like, well, I'm 23 now.
Yeah.
So I
Young.
I turned 24 tomorrow.
Too young, bro.
I turn 24 tomorrow. My birthday's tomorrow. Yeah.
Your birthday tomorrow?
My birthday's tomorrow, yeah. So, you know, like I always told myself, I'm going to work my ass off now and do everything I can so that when I'm old and like if I have a family or if I have people that depend on me, like they'll be able to enjoy time together. They'll be able to have family
Yep.
time growing up, and I'll be able to supply whoever needs supplied with whatever they need.
Yep,
you
yep,
know?
yep.
And I think even as a kid, bro, like growing up as a kid, I was always working. I was hustling in school, bro. I was like selling pencils to people and selling candy, and you know, like I was always trying to find a way to get to that next level, or you know, like
That's good, bro. That's really good momentum.
Yeah.
But if you pay attention, like right now, a lot of people smart. A lot of kids, they smart.
Yeah.
And they know the whatever we say. They know we don't bring anything new. We just here to reminder. We just here to give this information and the energy appreciate.
Well, I think
To our client, you know, to our community. But man, what's that? A lot of kids, they understand it and they know it, but they use it for the excuse to make themselves feel better.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, I work-life balance. I want to do this. I want to travel. I've been working a lot.
Yeah.
For me though, especially I ain't shit.
Yeah.
You know, they can work harder than that.
It was motivation for me.
Yeah,
Like I wanted to travel. I wanted to do music full time. I wanted to, you know, I was working 3 jobs at the same time at one point for almost a year straight. 3 jobs every day. I was going to a job in the morning, job in the afternoon, job at night, and then I would go home and record all night.
Yeah.
Wouldn't sleep at all. Would be recording music all night, and then go to work the next morning, you know.
Yep.
And I think me wanting to get out of that situation, like, yeah, I could have quit and put myself in a bad spot just because I wanted to do music, even though I wasn't necessarily ready for it. But, you know, I just kind of grinded it out because it's like it was motivation. You know what I mean? It kept me hungry. It kept me wanting to write a new song every night. It kept me wanting to record every night. If I was able to just do that and I didn't have anything, you know, pushing me to do it, then I maybe wouldn't have had as much grit behind my ethic, you know.
It's just something you can do for life. You know, you can bring value for people out there. Some people listen to the beats, to the music. They make their day feel better.
Yeah.
They switch. You know, from no energy become have a good energy. You know, it's the same thing with us.
Yeah.
Some people come in, they sad, but when they done for a haircut, then
confidence just shoot straight out. Yeah.
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 They're gonna be like, you know, my client I will make a fun joke at them, like when they come in, they don't want to do nothing, but after they done, they're like, damn, what you need from Sephora? They talk with their girl like that, you know.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to this and do that.
Yeah. I was scrolling through you guys' TikTok this morning, and I watched a video of kid that came in here and got a perm.
Yeah.
It kind of seemed like that situation. Like he came in, he was a little quiet. He's like, yeah, I need a mullet with a perm, and you cut him up, and his haircut looked real nice, and he was all happy and smiling in the end, and I thought that was funny.
And I told them like, man, that's the energy you should keep every day like this. This is you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know how I feel. Like I'll every once in a blue moon, I'll get my beard trimmed.
Yeah.
You know, like if I have to like go to a funeral or something.
Yeah.
It's terrible, but if I have to do something like super serious, I'll trim my beard or I'll have somebody do it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a confidence booster.
Yep,
for
it
sure.
is.
It definitely is. I think if you look good, you feel good, and if you feel good, you know,
you work, you do some stuff.
You work good. You're nicer to people. You're just more pleasant to be around.
The mindset really important.
Yeah.
Yeah, the feeling and all that.
A cheat code that I tell artists when they come into the studio, especially if they're not so confident, or if they haven't recorded before my first line. And I stole this from Plainview. You have to feel sexy when you're rapping. They could be rapping about the most gangster, like, I'll kill this person, that person. I'm like, all right, buddy, hey, you know, it's not gonna sound good unless you feel sexy when you say it.
Yeah.
And as dumb as that sounds, it's like the confidence behind that. It comes off in their voice. It comes off. The listener can hear it, and it makes the listener feel that confidence.
Yep.
You know, it's just there's something so powerful behind that. You know, and I think you're doing the frontline work of making that happen for most of the people.
Yeah.
You know. So, going back to you, I know we kind of got a little sidetracked and was talking, but after, you know, you were in that college lecture, you know, the guy's like, well, you got to do something before you're 25. You start packing your bags, and you basically come up with the idea to open a barber shop, or just to become a barber?
I just at that time I take serious on barber already, so I research. The first thing I want to do, I just want to cut better. I just want to build up community, to be honest. With my language at that time, after 2 years at Butler and another year and a half in WSU, my English still not getting better. Until when I don't realize it when I go to barber school. You know, in the barber school, it's a lot of like young kids from the small town. So when I come to at school, when I speak, they don't understand me at all. You know, because they don't have a chance to talk to older people like me. My accent is a little bit different, but you work with a lot of people, so that's why it make it easier for you. You know, so the first day when I was in school, it's funny stuff. The first day I was in school, and the light skin dude, and they see me in the morning and say, "Hey, what's up, dog?" I'm like, "Damn, this fool call me dog." You know, and I'm like, and it's just from there I say, man, and I had to ask them like, why like this, and I know, oh, this is slang, and I picked up the slang.
You thought he was saying something mean to you?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. and a lot funny stuff about my language. Back in the day when I in college, we have the test, and my car die in the streets, you know, and I can make it on time. But when I come to this class and she asked me the reason, and at that time I don't know what I'm gonna tell them. I just say, oh, could my car die on the sugar? Sugar is street. Sugar and street is same word in Vietnamese. So I say, oh, and all the people in the class is laughing, you know, and it hard time, bro. It hard time in there. So Barber teach me a lot. Barber, you know, put me on the culture of hip hop, you know, like clothing, fashion, and I feel like everything right there is connect together.
Yeah, you know, I have a couple barber friends, and it's definitely like that culture is very strong. You know what I mean? And I'm a fan of the culture too, even though I don't get my hair cut or anything. Like I'll go to the barber shop with my friends every once in a while and just chop it up, and you know, I think it's you know, it's an experience for a lot of people. Like,
so you can see me like everything I do, I just want to be better at it, you know. So when I cut hair for a year and a half, I think like, oh man, they way more upside, they way more fun if I do something something more about barber. So that's buckets have been in my mind like 3 years before we opened it. And the owner of the old barber shop, he know, he know how hustle I am. He know how the energy I do, the
Yeah.
way we run business different. He respect me. I respect him.
Yeah.
I learn everything from him. So that's why in the barber culture, people look at buckets right now. They have some color of his style in here, but I use that to build my own things.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's yeah. You know, it's crazy how similar that is to engineering.
Yeah.
Because like I mean, I went to LA and I learned from Kit's engineer at the time. His name was Casey, and you know, like he has all these crazy credits and notches under his belt as far as being an engineer goes. And he gave us the layout for the studio. He pretty much gave me like his template, how he records, and like, broke it down for me and taught me how he uses it. And I just kind of like took that, but put my own taste on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you know, I think that's it's weird how that reflects in
It is,
different
bro.
avenues. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
That's
and
why
a lot of what we've talked about today has been like super similar. Like what a lot of what you said is I've felt the same way in my come up as an engineer, or like in our business. You know?
The only it's really simple, bro. It's really simple. You just have to put in work.
Yeah.
You know, but
And I mean, it's like contracting work. You deal with clients. You're really relying on yourself. You don't really have much more of a staff or anything to deal with your clients, right? Like you have to maintain that relationship.
You have to, yeah. And at the same time, like people, the only thing stop them is that they don't want to try something new.
Yeah.
And the second thing, they worry about the future. I'm telling them all the time, just get there first.
Yeah.
Get there first and figure it out. It's way more fun than just like, oh man, how I'm gonna do it when I get there. Why I'm do this? Just get there first.
One step at
just
one step at a time. Yeah.
One cut at a time.
Yeah.
And yep.
Oh, so the idea, what, like, where'd you get the idea for the name Buckets?
Oh, Buckets is Panda. He the one to help me out on the name, but you see all the poster, all that stuff. I bought it like add up 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
I should buy the poster. I should buy the shoes, all the decoration. I should buy it add up.
For any of our audio listeners, there's like a bunch of Lakers pictures and some Chicago Bulls pictures, some old Michael Jordan pictures up in the barber shop, some shoes up on the wall.
Yes. And
stuff.
And we at one point 2021 we spent a lot of time together. So as me, whenever I in something, I just say it every day. When I in the
Buckets.
When in buckets, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And if I talk about clipper, I say, oh, what clipper is good? I just on it. If I on the YouTube, I'm gonna be on it. I'm be on it 100% every day, talking until they get mad at me. You know, and we brainstorm a lot of good idea for the name, and he said, why you don't come back with just something similar, Buckets. And I picked the name Buckets, bro. I don't really good on vocabulary and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And the only thing make me pick up Buckets because it play out with my game plan.
Yeah.
Bucket is not something for just barber. You know, it's later on, like right now we have the clothing. It's called Bucket clothing.
Yeah.
And later maybe like
it's very universal.
Yeah, maybe like Bucket coffee shop.
Yeah.
You know, it's
like
gonna be light up the Buckets branding for me. So it worked.
That's hard. I like that.
And one Pedro is one of my boy. He tattoo artist. We fly out over there, just hang out, just rest and get some good energy and bring back to Wichita. And he say me one thing at that time make me chill out on the name, because at that time I still like, man, what a name. And he like, look at Bad Bunny, what does that mean? he told me, I said, man, just go with the flow, do like that, make something they don't have meaning and become meaning something. Yeah.
I think so. I think a lot of artists can take that too. I never really thought about that. Like, look at Bad Bunny. What's his name mean? I don't know. But he's one of the biggest artists in the world right now.
Yep.
That's interesting.
It worked, bro.
Yeah, it did work. I mean, it's working for you too.
Yeah,
right?
It's work for us.
You guys are busy. Man, that's sick. So
our social media blow up is not because we do anything new, for Buckets. I've been doing it. I've been cutting hair and recording at the same time. It's just like how consistent it come back how consistent you are, how many things you get done a day by day. It takes years, and when bucket boom, this game play out.
Yeah.
It blow up. We have people from New York come to the shop, fly out to the shop, and film the shop. It's Barberville.
Yeah.
They got a good networking, and after that, a lot of door open for us.
Yeah.
A lot of people, a lot of big people in barber industry. I've been following them for a long time. Now they follow me back.
Yeah.
So it mean a lot to me because they can see the value I put out every day, and it keep me motivate me.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you think out of everything that you did to grow your guys' social presence, you think just posting consistently was the most important? Like that, like posting videos, or was there a specific type of video that you guys would try to do?
Also, posting is really important, but pay attention and be aware with the response is more important.
Okay.
And because me at one point I just like, man, what I need to get better, like this, like that. But sometimes, bro, you just got to do it. You push it out there.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing in relationship. When I look at you, I know what you're missing. I can help you on it.
Yeah.
But sometimes we don't take it.
Yeah.
You figured out it's good too, but you save more time. When Jacob talks something about you and you go home, you open your mind and you remember what he said, or say, oh damn, this shit work. Because something we don't see it, we will see it in the future, but the people around you gonna tell you straight.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Yep.
What are we looking like on time there, Mr. Jacob?
Just crossed an hour.
Okay.
Hour.
Right on. Well, I think we got a lot of good conversation. Is there was there anything
I think we should if anything we should have a good 2-3 question and then we add up, you know. It's better.
Yeah.
Whatever, I have time, we have time. It's up to you guys.
Yeah.
Because it's a hard part is you guys have to cut and do all that, you know.
Yeah.
No, AI nowadays.
Yeah, I got a whole system for it. Don't even worry about it. Yeah.
That's cool.
I got labor minimized.
AI is good, bro. AI is something like people right now today they say AI is like, oh man, they're gonna be like this, like that.
Yeah.
But I get into AI lately, and I feel like AI is something. It's the tool for me to searching.
Yeah.
You know, it's searching something. It's like, oh man, why people wear baggy?
Yeah.
You know, I ask AI and they explain it. You know, it's the haircut and the style.
Yeah, that's really I never for learning, and you know, like if there would have been something like that around when you came from Vietnam, like that probably would have been super helpful.
Yep,
you know
it is, bro.
Like explain everything to you. You know, I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah.
I kind of just use it as a tool to like minimize time that I'd be doing tedious tasks.
Yep.
You know, like editing a podcast. I have a whole like podcast editor that'll go through and detect like who's talking and cut to them when they're talking and whatnot, and I just kind of go through and revise it instead of having to do everything super minuscule. AI is crazy, dude.
It is.
AI is amazing. Do you think down the future someday there'll be AI cutting hair? There'll be robots chopping fades in the barbershop?
I don't think so.
No.
The real one gonna if it's gonna have, you know, the machine gonna have, but I feel like the relationship from us from the community.
You can't talk to a robot like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, a lot of people have asked me if I'm worried about AI taking over like my career, and it's the same thing. You know, I think it takes a human element to get the art out there and to be creative. So, yeah. What's your favorite part about being a barber?
Damn, this is hard. There's so many things on my mind right now, but it's just me. Become barber is more about me, you know. And people ask me like, oh, how long are you gonna be cutting hair for and all that stuff, and I just tell them like, man, it's really hard to stop something you love to do. Yeah. And later I'm gonna do a lot of stuff. People, it's good. I use barber to keep up community. That's my main thing right now, you know. So relationship from me and my client. But it's just something, bro. It's just something when people sit down in the chair, it's different. Yeah. It's different. We have a really good conversation. It's bring a lot of value for me, you know. Yeah. Especially I love being barber, bro, you have a chance to learn, able to learn everything.
Yeah.
You learn. I cut kid, I cut people in the streets, I cut people in the jail,
Yeah.
and then they get back in line and want to be better. I cut doctor,
Yeah.
lawyer. You know, it's funny, bro. It's funny thing is like when we go to and make appointment with lawyer, you have to pay them.
Oh, shit. You good?
So, do it again. No, that's good. No, it's good, bro.
Solid?
Yeah.
Wild Jacob appearance.
Yeah. So when we have to make appointment with lawyer.
Yeah.
They charge us this much for hour.
Yeah.
So now they come to the shop.
Yeah.
They sitting on my chair.
Yeah.
I have a good 45 minutes to ask whatever I want.
Yeah.
And they pay me.
Yeah. That's
You
good.
know? So
There you go. Yeah.
so and kids too. And all the real talk though, nowadays we learn a lot from kids. That's the young generation. That's where we need to pay attention on. Because
Yeah.
they're gonna keep up our work for later.
Yeah.
So I learned so much stuff from the kid. You know, everybody. That's the things.
Normally the kids that come into the studio are the ones that always have like new and innovative ideas.
Yeah.
They always want to do something different, or they want
Mhm.
to try to do something a different way, and it's sometimes it can be frustrating, but sometimes you just gotta let them cook.
Yeah.
And you just gotta see what comes out, because it can be
It's
can be
raw.
pretty cool.
It's raw, bro. So
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah. So what is, throughout all your years of becoming a barber, from learning and to owning your own shop to hiring other barbers, what is the most challenging challenge you've had to overcome, or challenging obstacle you've had to overcome? Just in terms of being a barber. So like if you were giving advice to another barber that was thinking about going to barber college or barber school, or is in it currently, what would something that they might be experiencing that you were struggling with and had to overcome?
I think the stick with your plans. Stick with your plan first.
Yeah.
Whatever. If not a barber or cutting hair or not, you're gonna get struggle anyway.
Yeah.
So the best way to get out of that situation is just keep going.
Yeah.
Just got to believe in yourself and just put more work. You
Yeah.
know, if you cut hair or you have a struggle time, no client, all that stuff. So I look at it like, damn, I have something I can working on right now, so
Yeah.
I can get better.
Yeah.
It rather than just like, man, I'm stuck, nobody can want to get a haircut but for me, you know.
That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah, so you should look at it like, damn, I have more upside to grow.
Yeah.
It's time for me to grow. It's time for me to
Yeah.
put more work, you know.
Yeah, it's time to get better, time to
Yep.
do what we need to do.
Yep. If one video a day is not good, 2 videos a day, 3 videos a day, you know, until you get booked. One day people gonna look at you,
Yeah.
you know, and when one go viral, they're gonna come back and see how you work.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be see, oh damn, this guy work consistent. He's not haircut not good, but I love the work artist. I love the way he doing it.
Yeah.
You know, they love the way they consistent, and they're gonna come up with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just about time. So it's no matter how hard it is and your goal, all that stuff, but the more you work hard, it's come faster. I don't know when.
Yeah.
I don't know when the thing gonna come, you know. But
I-
it's gonna come for
it'll
sure.
come when it's supposed to.
Yeah,
right?
yep.
Like,
It's gonna come at the right time.
yeah, at the right time, and I think that's somehow it always works out like that.
Yep, always.
Oddly enough, it always
Mhm.
does. You know.
It's no shortcut around here.
Yeah, and even like, you know, sometimes something will come when you don't think that's what you need, but it's what you need.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like being a barber. Like I bet you had no idea you were gonna be a barber.
No,
You
I
had
never
no
think.
intentions on it, no
Mhm.
dreams or anything of it. And now, it's what you love. It's what you
Yep.
do every day. You know?
Yeah, seen from work at restaurant like $6 for hour,
Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah.
You know, until now I make a good money
Yeah.
for me to use the money as the tools and
Yeah.
to do something else,
Yeah.
you know. So it's come at right time. It's
Yeah.
gonna come at right time.
Are you married?
I just got married
Okay, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
When did you get married?
3 months ago.
3 months ago?
Yes.
Right on.
And my wife's in Vietnam.
Okay.
Yeah, we get into some paperwork so she can come over here in the next 6-8 months.
Right on.
Yep.
Well, congratulations to you.
Thank
Do
you,
have
brother.
Any, do you have any kids?
I don't have any kid.
Do you want kids?
We want kid.
How many kids do you want?
Maybe two. Maybe 2 or 3. It depends on God. How many? You know, it depends on God. Yep.
Would you want boys or girls?
Doesn't
really
matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
You're a go with the flow kind of guy. So yeah, that's.
I like it. I like the challenge. I like something new. I don't like something really like right on set or something. I like to solve the problem. I like to something new.
Yeah, you don't want it to be boring and dry.
No,
You want it to be like interesting and yeah. Well, that sounds like that might be your next journey. You might be your next mission is starting up a family. And
So that's what I feeling like. Family is always first, you know. Family always first and all that. But at that time, at this point, if anything, I got to go harder.
Yeah.
Some people like I have kids, I have to get up and like this, like that.
Yeah.
And you have kids, you have to go harder. You have to work harder for your kids. And you know, like you don't know what they do at home. They go home with their kid, but they're on the phone.
No. Yeah.
You know, you don't know. You don't ever know. But you always can do better, can work better.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
I agree. I definitely agree. Well, Mr. Eric, is there anything that you want to leave the people off with? Anything specific that you didn't get out that you want to get out?
No. I think everything we've been discussed and everything is good. But
I think I got to know you pretty well, and I think we had a really good conversation, dude.
I think so too, bro.
It's been really, really cool to see, like, you know, like I said, I've been in the shop before. You know what I mean? I've known who you are for a while, but we've never necessarily sat down and had a conversation like this.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think it's overdue, and I think we had a great conversation.
Yep.
You know.
And no matter how hard it is in life, and no matter what situation you on, like God gonna repair for you already with all the tools you need. All you need just use that tool to go to it. Everything happened for a reason, you know. If something I want to say to our community and people out there for this podcast is just keep going, and things gonna come. No rush at all, you know. And
know your worth.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're right. That's it.
You know. Yeah. I think. I think you're a great example of somebody that has overcome pretty much any obstacle that could be thrown at you. You know, you've built yourself a successful business. You do what you love every day. You're spreading the love. You're sharing that with other people. You're teaching people the ropes. You know what I mean? And I think you should be very proud of yourself for that.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
I'm just gonna go ahead and give you a round of applause right
thank
here.
you, brother.
Yeah.
It's just I'm not really special on anything. If anything in the past, it just put me on position to grow. Yeah. You know, so I'm really lucky on that. Yeah. All the tough time or all the struggle time is as right now it's my access. Yeah. It's something for me to put in my pockets and to go in the future. Hopefully I can do that for my kid. You know, give that energy for my kids. And
I tell people all the time, it's like everything I look at as a tool, and I just put it in this toolbox, right? And every time I come across a problem, I got this toolbox of all these solutions that I can go in and dig out, you know?
So one thing maybe mistake from people, they go to it already, and then whenever people share or talk about it, then but you don't really know the way they solve the problem different. Yeah. Maybe that will work for you in the future. Yeah. You don't know it's gonna be happen with you again, you know?
I think there's a different way to solve every problem. There's not just one right way to do everything, right? Especially in music and what I do, like there's a million different ways you could get the sound that you want to get. You know? So I think it's just ultimately being able to be flexible and accomplish everything, you know, like in the most efficient way but correct way possible. You know, like being able to be quick but at the same time like be mindful and be righteous and and make it right.
Yes, sir. That's good.
But all right, well, you know, honestly, I don't think I have too much more to add. We've gone on for a while. I think
we have a good time, bro.
I think you spit some good game for the people. Anybody out there that's looking to be an artist or a creative or a barber or anything, make sure you guys hit my guy up on Eric up on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
My Instagram is I am Eric Nguyen.
Yep, there'll be links in the description. It'll also be in the podcast title. Make sure you guys go hit him up. Go hit up Buckets on Instagram
Studio
as well.
316.
Bucket Studio 316 on Instagram.
And
if you're in the Wichita area or you stop by the Wichita area, feel free to come get your hair cut.
Yeah, or just come and check it out. We have we just have the new merch dropping, you know, and really cool design, all that stuff.
Is the merch going to be available online?
Yeah, we have the link online on Bucket Studio as well. So
I'll throw that link in the description for us as
yes,
well. So
thank
if you
you,
guys
bro.
want to go
Appreciate
check
you.
out their merch and support them.
Yep, appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
For me to have opportunity to come to be here today and just share everything I have, you know, like if anything we should go up from here.
Yeah.
We should build up relationship
We're
from
definitely going to go up from here, man. And
Yep.
I appreciate you opening up the space to us and sitting down and talking with us. You
Yeah,
definitely
for
didn't
sure,
have
bro.
to do
Anytime,
that,
bro.
but you took the risk and you went on a limb and you
Yep.
did it.
Yeah, I'm here all the time. Just hit me up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right on. Well,
Yep.
this has been the Know Your Worth podcast. My name is Christian Simmons. I am your host. You can follow me on Instagram at ARTSTUNKWN. You can follow the podcast at Know Your Worth LLC. That is KNWURWORTH LLC. This podcast is sponsored by Parallel Studios, the best studio in the Midwest area, as well
Yes,
as
sir.
Muso.AI. If you guys go sign up for Muso.AI using our affiliate link, we will be we'll get supported. You'll help us out. We'll invest it into the podcast and make sure we can keep doing these cool episodes for you guys. And then as well, check out our affiliate links for Amazon in the description. If you want to start your own podcast, we got a bunch of equipment down there. That's everything you need. Okay. I also sell merch at knowyourworth.com. I know I'm kind of rambling at the end here, but if you guys want to check that out, it's KNWURWORTH.com. And yeah, thank you, Eric. I appreciate
Thank you, bro.
you.
I appreciate you. Have a
Yes,
good time.
sir.